And joining us on the line, great to welcome to Flow, Adam Brand, one of our favourites. G'day, mate. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, mate. Thanks for having me on.
It is a pleasure. We love your songs. The last one's still the one we're playing, and your new one, All or Nothing, we're playing. They're just, you keep putting out new music that is just, people just connect with it. It's got this connection vibe to it. Is that just about you at the moment, or what is it? You just seem to be doing something magical.
I don't know, mate, but I'm not going to change a thing just in case I lose it. But I don't know. I really think country music in general has all the ingredients to connect with people because we're singing about real life situations, things we have first-hand experience in, and generally speaking, country music is very story-based. So hopefully, if the story's good enough, then people will identify with it.
And that's the thing, that connection through the stories, because we can relate to it, and that's very much prevalent in your current song. That. Just before I get into talking to you about that, I need to ask you about the live video that you've put up of you at Tamworth this year. And it just reminded me as I was watching it, I interviewed a young artist whose name escapes me at the moment, so I apologise for that. When talking to her, she said to me that you'd been having a mentorial relationship and helping her and guiding her through the industry. And she said that watching you on stage one night, she learnt more watching you than she had going through the academy. So I just wanted to pass that on.
Well, that's very, very beautiful words, obviously. And, I put the pressure on, mate. I've got to live up to that.
So how does that make you feel? I mean, seriously, as not only as an artist, but as having that mentor, does it make you think that, well, I'm going to have to step it up? Or how does it make you feel?
Well, look, I do love mentoring people, and there's a lot of people I've spent a lot of time with. And a lot of times it's about getting to the core of what it means to be an artist and what you've got to say and who you are. Because when you do that, that's when it really clicks for you,
Yeah.
So to be able to stand on stage with the confidence of, I've got something to say and this is what I want to say. And that's that I think for a young artist is a big piece of the puzzle to fall in place, So I really enjoy helping them find that component to what makes them up as an artist. So to hear that, mate, is really a good feeling because it means she obviously something clicked in and she had some realizations about where she was going, what she was doing.
Well, you're paying it forward, mentoring these young artists. Who was mentoring you?
Mate, it was not so much another artist. It was just good people around me. So, certainly something that I spent a lot of time, wanting to have and trying to put around me was surrounding myself with good people, not just people who sort of go yes, yes, yes. Having good and I always had like two really strong sounding boards. People that I know that no matter what, they're going to give me a no frills answer, whether I liked it or not. And so it was a couple of people like that in the industry that I used as sounding boards as mentors, but not so much another artist. You know?
Well, of the young artists that you're seeing and hearing today, are there any little standout favourites?
Yeah, look, there are. There's so many talented,
talented
ones coming through. I think there's definitely a couple of standouts for me. The Wolf Brothers, I can't say that they're young anymore because they're like established superstars of the industry now. So, but I saw them come up, which was exciting. A new one coming up who I think is an absolute megastar in the making is James Johnson.
Yes.
And there's so many incredible singers and songwriters. So I think it's a pretty exciting time, mate, to be watching the country music space.
And deservedly so, because it's been a bit of an upheaval of the last couple of years with the pandemic and COVID and all the shows being cancelled and everything. And I know you're an ambassador for Gympie. How did it feel last year when it wasn't happening? And we know it's going to happen this year no matter what, so we're being positive about it. But how do you feel about it all with the Gympie muster? Yeah,
look, it's a letdown, There's a few reasons. So many people, put so much of their year and hard work into putting that event on. It was a real disappointment for them, because they had to unravel everything they've been doing for 12 months, For artists, yes, it's disappointing because it's an iconic event. We love playing it, but we don't invest the time that those people do. So I really felt also for them, a whole 12 months of work just, nipped in the bud right just before it's about to happen.
Should something happen, and I know I'm just hypothetical with this now, would you do what Tamworth did and possibly just postpone it a little bit? Is that something that, because it's got to happen this year, because a lot of the artists I'm talking to, and you mentioned James, and I spoke to him a couple of weeks back, and he's looking forward to it, and so many are. Will you just try and make it happen some way?
Look, I don't know. It's such a big event. It's so many moving parts. I would think, I don't know. I mean, I would think there'd be a lot to reorganise and reshuffle, and none of that people schedule it in too. So, like Tamworth's a difficult thing, but because Tamworth is a town and the town doesn't move, in some ways it may have been easier. Whereas Gympie is in the middle of a national forest, so. I don't know, mate. Don't even want to think about it.
Neither do I. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. All right, moving on to a new song. It's called All or Nothing. Now, you mentioned the Wolf Brothers, and this is a song that you wrote with the boys.
Absolutely, mate. We wrote this song a couple of years ago now when I was on the road in a big bus with my family, and so we did it over FaceTime, which most of the things have been happening like that, of late. And it was all about authenticity. The song was all about having credibility and not just a passing fad. It's about being real and the passion and what it takes to succeed as living in the country on the land.
Yeah.
It's a never die, no quit attitude, and basically it's all or nothing. And that's where the seed of the song came from.
When I've listened to it, and I've listened to it several times now, and the Flow listeners will get to hear it shortly. My little observation, and perhaps I'm reading too much into it or not, I don't know, but to get your perspective, there seems to be a little bit of venom in this song, and it's almost like it's a political song in disguise because it seems so appropriate right now.
Well, mate, if it's appropriate, and that's a good thing, or maybe I've touched a nerve, And look, I guess there's a few messages in the song.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something, give it everything you got. If you're going to do something, be believable. If you're going to do it, if you're going to do something, then make sure this is real. This is inherently part of your DNA, and not just a passing fad. Don't And I've always maintained and said that country audiences, country people can spot a fake a mile away. So if you're in this, you better make sure this is who you really are.
Absolutely.
It's things like that sort of became the fabric of the song, and just all about doing things, with authenticity and being genuine about it. So, yeah.
Well, there's a couple of lines in the song that reflect that. If it's a country song, make it a real one. But also the line that really resonated with me was, if you want true friends, be one.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, you know what, mate, I've actually been waiting probably my whole life to put that line in a song.
Yeah, wow.
'Cause it's something that my mum used to say to me, even when I was at school. She said, listen, if you want to make friends, you've got to learn to be a good friend yourself, And so it's always stuck with me. And it's so true, and I surround myself with good people, and they're good friends, and I'm a good friend to them. And it's such an important thing to learn. And it's what I'll be saying to my little girls, this song just cried out for it.
And when you talk about the authenticity, there's no better way to reflect that in the line about, get a truck, get the miles done. If you want to talk about a truck, get those miles done, because you need to. Yeah. That's the way it works.
Absolutely, mate. If you're going to sing a heartbreak song, it's going to hurt. It's all these things. So you got to dip your finger in and try it before you can actually stand up on a stage and profess these life statements, basically. And pretty much everything in that song I've done. I've learned and I've broken things and learned from mistakes, and they're life's best lessons.
Oh, and folks, I can tell you now, if you watch the live video, you can see it on YouTube of Adam performing the song at Tamworth. And you can see it's almost like reading the lines on someone's face about the lived experience. You can tell every word, every moment you're singing in this song. It's coming from that authentic place.
I've driven over every bump in the road in that song, mate.
How many pairs of boots have you got?
Oh, I've got plenty, and they've all got a story. Actually, I've got one pair of boots that are so stiff as a board, and the leather's almost like plywood now. And it's the pair that I wore on stage in Gympie probably 10 years ago now. And it absolutely poured down rain. I mean, a lot of times it rains, but this time in particular, it was kind of like, a torrential rain. And I the stage is covered in. Now, the musicians can't play with wet fingers, right?
Yep.
But I could sing being wet. So I said, listen, if you're going to stand out in the rain, I'm going to stand out with you. So I stood the whole show. I sung from out past the covering on the front of the stage and got absolutely satched. Those boots that I wore are still stiff as a board to this day, as a reminder.
Are you going to wear them this Gympie then?
Oh, mate, I can't even get them on anymore.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned I've got a pair of RMs like that, and I can't put them on. I know exactly what you mean. So just
they dried out and went tough as leather and stiff as a board.
Yeah, that's what happens. Well, Adam, you talk about Gympie. You're going to be there. What about for the rest of the year? What else is happening for you?
I've been recording a fair bit actually, and so I've got a few songs there that I've put together, and there's an album's worth. So I'd say there'll be an album coming out this year, and I'm not really hitting the road like I used to as such, but I am doing, quite a few festivals and just watching as the music scene starts to get back on its feet and, get a little bit healthy again.
Understand that. Many an artist, I've asked them how many, what about their touring schedule for the rest of the year, and they're going, well, we're just waiting to see what happens. So I totally get that, and it's just unfortunate, but that's just the way it seems to be at the moment. But when you can, you'll certainly get out there. With the album, will it be the second half of this year? Any sort of particular time?
Yeah, it will be. There hasn't been any specific dates put in the calendars yet, but it's certainly it's getting ready to go. So yeah, it'll I think it'll be up to the record company to pick a date and go, right, that's when we're doing it.
All right. Well, we look forward to that and look forward to having a chat about it as well. It'll be great to do. Adam, good luck with everything. Hope all goes well. We're loving your songs and your music here on Flow. Thank you for spending some time with us today. If you could please introduce the track for all our Flow listeners.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on today, mate. Everybody out there listening, this song is about standing tall for something if you believe in it. This is All or Nothing.
Year of birth, 1917. He even got the letter direct from the Queen. His final words still ring in my ears of lessons learned in his 100 years. So listen here. If it's a drinking song, make it a strong one. If it's a country road, make it a long one. Wanna wear cowboy boots, you'd better ride some. Wanna sing about a truck, get the miles done. To sing a heartbreak song, you gotta hurt some. Make the most of true love, you'll only get one. Stand up tall if you're gonna stand for something. It means nothing at all if it ain't all or nothing. We laid him down in a field of green. We thought about all he'd seen. World War II, man on the moon, Berlin Wall, Beatles tunes, phones that think and talk and play. So much change, but so much the same. Some things don't change. If it's a drinking song, make it a strong one. If it's a country road, make it a long one. Wanna wear cowboy boots, you'd better ride some. Wanna sing about a truck, get the miles done. To sing a heartbreak song, you gotta hurt some. Make the most of true love, you'll only get one. Stand up tall if you're gonna stand for something. It means nothing at all if it ain't all or nothing. Where I'll be a few years from now, think I'll be saying these same words to my little girl somehow. If it's a country song, make it a real one. If you want true friends and learn to be one. Wanna stand on stage and be the next big thing, well, you better go and put some hard yards in. A heartbreak song's gotta hurt some. Make the most of true love, you'll only get one. And stand up tall if you're gonna stand for something. It means nothing at all if it ain't all or nothing. It means nothing at all if it ain't all or nothing.